Hello, I'm John Hartledge. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk again about Pinot Noir. And we get to go back to California to one of the premium areas of Pinot Noir production, period. Let's chat wine. So I'm outside the other day doing some landscaping, and what comes in my brain but wine and wine people and wine guys and wine friends. And one of my best landscaping friends was an old wine guy, Scott Zanon, and he makes wine. And I remembered, oh my God, he just had a Pinot Noir come out. I got to review his Pinot Noir. It just came out in March of 2020. And then what comes on my radio as I'm sitting there listening to music while I'm landscaping? Sister Christian, from Night Ranger. So, of course, with me, different words come into my head, but to the tune. So it goes something like this. Scotty Z, I'm sitting down to taste your wine. Pinot Noir, always such a prize. Russian River love. Oh yeah. I can't remember what else I came up with, but it was pretty cool out there, me alone, doing landscaping. I don't know if it was great for the neighbors, but let's get to some wine. So, be very careful, John. That'd be classic me. These really cool little wine gizmos. It's just physics. Here we go again. Look at that. Just a little balancer. Kind of fun. Not really a good golfer. I golf once in a really long time, but kind of a fun little gizmo. So, Pinot Noir. I have to read a little bit of what Scott put on the back of his label, on his back label. He was really proud of it, and I read it and I said, oh, that's classic. It's like, when I read it, I thought, no, don't get mad at me, Scotty. I read it and I said, oh my gosh, it's like watching Sideways. I just watched Sideways the other day, and when you watch Sideways, you gotta have a little Pinot Noir. It's just a thing. We do it once a year around my house. So let's see. Zanon 2018 Pinot Noir Russian River Valley. Known as the Heartbreak Grape. This 5-vineyard blend is from a collection of Pinot Noir growers within the famous cool climate Russian River Valley region. It's a heartbreak grape. It's thin-skinned, it's very, very susceptible to different weather changes. They had a really nice climate for them for this growing season in 2018. It looks like it's going to be fabulous based on what Scotty thinks of the wine, and I trust his palate. I've known him for 30 years. So let's get to it. So I'm going to use a Pinot Noir style glass. So it's got this fun little place where the wine can aerate, but then it kind of coalesces in a little bit of a cone, so it kind of intensifies the aromatics. So let's get a little bit of this going. So 5 vineyards and 5 different vineyards in this particular wine. The real story on Pinot Noir in general is how they're producing it. Typically, Pinot Noir is produced with what they call punching the cap. It's an open fermentation vat instead of being closed, because all that carbon dioxide gets released. But it's open so that you have whole berries. So you take the berries off the vine in a whole cluster, and it ends up allowing you to have more fruit and skin contact. But something has got to break the skins. So they do what they call punch the cap. It's called pigeage. It's an old French technique, and the name is pigeage. You're punching the cap with like a little prong device. It breaks some of the skins. It actually then rustles up the bottom juice and brings it up to the top to cover, with the skins. But sometimes that CO2 that's coming out of that fermentation process holds all those skins up there, and you don't get that content. You don't get all the richness. So they start doing what are called remontage. And remontage, R-E-M-O-N-T-A-G-E, remontage is where they pump it over. So they actually pump the juice from the bottom of the tank onto all those grapefruits and skins and stems and everything, and that starts to then contact all that juice with the skins, imparting a little more acidity. But at the same time, you've got an open vat, so you're reducing that acidity with oxidation as it ferments. So you're making a smooth wine, but complete and round and robust. and very fruity, especially from Russian River. This is a beautiful area of wine production. Really nice for Pinot Noir because it's cool. The Golden Gate Bridge has this fog come over every single morning, so that fog really cools down that warm sun and that dry climate of California. But you get this really nice moisture in the air. It's beautiful, but it cools it. Otherwise, you would not be able to grow Pinot Noir, and sometimes if it's too hot, you get like almost a smoky burntness on the aftertaste of a Pinot. But usually Russian River Valley, clean, and I know this is really nice black cherry. So I don't expect this to hit me quite so hard on the sides of the tongue. This is a Scott Zanon wine. It's elegant. There's body to it. There's enough acidity to define it. It does have Pinot Noir acidity, but there's also really nice fruit character, which is typical of this area of production. It's not cheap. Pinot Noir tends to be in that 15 to 30 and more range because it's harder to grow. So I'm gonna give this one a little breath, and then I'm gonna send a little over to my my wine litmus tester of many years. You know, we've been in COVID quarantine for 7 weeks, and they talk about the 7-year itch. It's like quarantine 7-week itch. It never happened. When you're with someone you really love and you can enjoy wines together and chat. So it's smoothed out. Let me grab another glass, and I'm gonna send a little to my lady love, my wife of 14 years, my lovely marketing assistant and advisor for Let's Chat Wine. And we'll see what she thinks of that. I think it's very smooth, very nice, enough body and acidity to go with food. And again, like every single wine I've tasted from Scott Zanon at ZanonZinfandel.com. Now, let's not forget the grape that Scott Zanon really loves, and that's Zinfandel, so he named his website, ZanonZinfandel.com. He's got some great partnerships. He actually is in Columbus, Ohio. I've known him for many years. He only sells the wine in Columbus, or in Ohio, but doesn't matter. It's a great wine, and he sent me bottles. What am I gonna do with a free bottle? I'm gonna talk about it on our show. Come back and see me again. Let's chat wine. And remember, subscribe, sip, and share. Let's have a good time with this.